Welcome to the new year. Woo! I tell you, it feels weird saying that. Welcome to January 1st, 2025. This year we're eating steaks, not ramen noodles. We're moving up in the world. We're about to get that money, we're about to get that bread, all that fun stuff. But in the other news, we have quite the docket from the Wisconsin school shooting that happened not too long ago. The Russian arms official assassinated the Luigi assassin, or the fixer, or the adjuster, I mean. And then we got some stuff that hits close to home. But before we get into any of that, let's get some plugs, disclaimers out of the way. We can get this bloody video started.
You are lost in the trance.
A banging episode of Talking That Nonsense with your host, me, Michael. I'm trying to get back to our roots. It looks like we're on our 78th installment of Talking That Nonsense, never in our wildest dreams. Okity dokity. We have a lot of stuff on our docket today. Like I said, you guys know the deal. This is my computer over here. So if you guys see me over here looking at my computer, I promise that I'm not looking at something more important than you, because there's nobody more important than you. So we have several things on the docket, and first, let me get the cat's out of the bag. If you couldn't tell, this video is being recorded at a later time of the day. It's actually dark outside. The intro was actually recorded early in the day, if you couldn't tell by the sun in the window over there. It's about 10 o'clock at night now that I'm recording this video. Stuff happened. I had to finish my docket, and but we have a lot of stuff to go through. But first thing that we're gonna get through is send-its. Okie dokie. So if you guys have no idea what send-its are, I used to do send-its way back when, and then I kind of just slowly shied away from them for some unknown reason. It's basically a poll, or a questionnaire. It's like an add-on to Snapchat, where you can basically put a prompt up and people can respond anonymously. So I put up, and I think I'll have it, I don't even know if I'll have it up on my thing, but I said, what would you like me to talk about in the next episode of Talking That Nonsense? And I got about 5 questions. So I'm about to answer all these questions honestly and, to the best of my ability. So let's get down to it then. All right. First one. What's the biggest risk you have ever taken? The biggest risk I have probably ever taken is probably maybe the police academy. I don't know. I guess I took a big risk. Big risk. I guess I took a big risk because, it's one of those things where if you don't make it through, if you don't pass it, you just kind of threw away 10 grand. So that's probably the biggest risk I got. That's probably like the biggest thing I have on my shoulders right now. So my hope, I will. We're using strong language here. I will make it through the police academy. So, next question. Do you have a favorite type of music? Actually, no, I don't. If you were to take a look at my Spotify playlist, it's actually called The Hype. It's actually pretty cool. I love it. There is a lot of there's a lot of different kinds of artists, but mainly I've been focusing on like Cigarettes After Sex and a bunch of TV Girl. But I don't really have a favorite type of music. Before it was kind of like jazz. No, before it was classical, jazz, and then like lo-fi. And now I'm just like dancing in between this. I don't even know what you want to call it. Next one. What's the most interesting thing you've learned recently? Probably the Ohio Revised Code. It's not recently. It's actually like months back when the police academy first started. But the Ohio Revised Code is literally a police officer's Bible in the state of Ohio when it comes to being a peace officer. So that stuff is interesting. Most guys in the academy say they hate legal. I love legal, and especially like the ability to absorb that knowledge. Most people ask me a bunch of questions like, oh, this and this and this and this. I may not know the answer immediately, but I know the general scope of where I need to look inside the ORC, to to see what they're talking about. Next question. Have you ever traveled to another country? No, I haven't. I've been stuck in the United States, and I've been stuck in Ohio for like a very long time. Do I plan on getting out of this country once? Yes, I think I probably want to go to like maybe France, somewhere. I want to go maybe Canada. Who knows? But yay! That looks like it wraps up our send its. Hopefully next time I send out some send its, we get a little bit more. But use send its is kind of like a filler because time 35 minutes. Anyway, so let's get down to brass tacks. We are now moving on to our primary thing. First thing on the YouTube docket is actually the Wisconsin school shooting that happened. I pulled up a good majority of this, so if you see me periodically looking at my computer, I'm going to be looking at the notes that I have. I got the majority of my notes from Wikipedia and other news articles, so if you're like, oh, well, I didn't steal it. I'm saying I got it from somewhere. I'm not saying this is something I wrote. This is something I've gotten offline. Now, I have to understand exactly who this is. But first of all, for the uninitiated, there was a school shooting that happened in Wisconsin. That was bad juju. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely just irredeemable. Just absolutely disgusting stuff. But from what we know, from what I understand, that it was carried out with a handgun. 3 people, including the perpetrator, were killed. The motive is still under investigation as of right now. But the perpetrator, Natalie, I am not gonna Rupnow. Her name is Natalie Rupnow. She was 15 years old. That's disgusting. I swear to God, they just get younger and younger. It's absolutely, and the thing is, there's still no motive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read off what I have on my little docket right in front of me. So like I said, if you see me periodically look over, you see me laser to the screen over here, like I said, I'm going to be reading. So this is what I have. This is what I found so far that I can conjure up from Wikipedia and from various other news things. So on December 16th, 2024, a school shooting occurred at the Abundant Life Christian School in Madison, Wisconsin, United States. 3 people, including the perpetrator, identified as 15-year-old Natalie Rupnow. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. It's Rupnow. That sounds like Rupnow, so it's Rupnow. Were confirmed dead, and 6 others were injured. According to CNN, the shooting is at least the 83rd school shooting in the United States in the year 2024. I don't like to get political, but I'm just saying, you would think at 82 we would get a hit somewhere. But the shooting occurred inside a classroom in which it was a study hall. According to the Madison Police Department, they received a 911 call from a second grade teacher inside the school at approximately 10:57 a.m. The shooting was in a mixed age and grade study hall. Law enforcement arrived at the school and found the shooter dead at 11:05 a.m. from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. A bitch made. The suspect was initially reported as a teenage juvenile. God, I can't speak. The suspect was initially reported as a teenage juvenile and a student of the school. The shooter was declared dead while being transported to the local hospital. At 11:14 a.m., school staff and students were evacuated. None of the responding officers fired their weapons. After an initial sweep of the school, police officers reported that there was no further threat to the public. According to various local news agencies, a public safety alert was sent to nearby phones around 11:20 a.m. During an initial news conference, officials from Madison Police Department reported that the death toll was initially 5 people, but later amended the report and said at least 3 people, including the suspected shooter, was dead. On December 16th, 2024, the 2 victims were identified by the Dane County Medical Examiner's Office: 42-year-old teacher Aaron West and 14-year-old student Ruby Verderega. I'm sorry if I butchered that last name. It's sad. It's like sad that this is... Carry on. 6 people were injured, 2 critically. The chief of police Sean F. Barnes did not provide the ages or genders of the injured victims for, sorry, four patients from the shooting were, treated at the St. Mary Hospital in Madison, according to the spokesperson for the hospital. Two of the injured victims were later discharged. The other two patients remained hospitalized, but were in stable condition. That is absolutely terrible. From my understanding, this is irredeemably disgusting. Like I said, I don't like to get political. I'm not going to sit there and go, oh, well, this or this. I'm not going to. I'm really not, because it's not the time. It's the time for reflection. And like I said, honestly, you would think by the 82nd time, we would have reflected to the point where we're like, something needs to change. I don't know what needs to change, but something needs to change. Do I want to say that loud part, the silent part out loud, and the loud part? Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. But something needs to change. A compromise, because we know the problem that we keep saying that can be easily extinguished, which is a simple action. But obviously everybody's going to be up in arms, so you have to make you have to make that like feasible. You have to make that plausible. Okay, you have to make that to where like we can actually come to a compromise. The idea is, I think, that we're going to solve our school shooting problem is if we reach a consensus. And you would think, my God, I think we're on the same page. We agree. A bunch of young children getting like murdered just for trying to pursue education is absolutely appalling. You would think that's something that nobody would need to think about, but yet we are still thinking about it. And we are now on our 83rd school shooting of 2024. So we let that sink in for a little bit, right? Anyway, let's move to the next one. Next one we're talking about is the Russian arms official that was killed or assassinated. A senior general was killed, I forget what it was. I think it was a week back or so. I think it was like last week I think it was this past Tuesday. It was a couple weeks back. It was a couple weeks back on Tuesday. Was killed by a bomb hidden in a scooter. So let's sit there and think about that. A top senior Russian general, mind you, this person is like in charge of like Russia's nuclear, biological, and chemical protection forces, was murked by a scooter.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
By a bomb hidden in a scooter outside his apartment building in Moscow. A day after Ukraine's security services leveled criminal charges against him, a Ukrainian official said that the service carried out the attack. So he is a Lieutenant General Igor. I don't know how to pronounce Russian names, but he's just going to be referred to as the Russian general. The Russian general, he was a military, like I said, he was a military nuclear, biological, and chemical protection forces, like, executive. And he was killed as he left his office, and so was his assistant. He was also murked by a scooter with an IED inside of it. He had a bunch of sanctions from other countries, including the UK, Canada, and most of the sanctions. He had a bunch of sanctions. I can't speak.
It seems that you have met your end. What a pity. I don't feel too bad about it, though. After all, if it weren't me, it would have just been one of the others, I guess. I'm honestly just glad to be out of those air ducts. It's not easy for a hippopotamus to fit up there, and not easy to get down either, and not as young as I used to be, as you can see. I used to be able to do all the sorts of things. You're young, you're vibrant, you have that sort of pep in your step. It reminds me of a conversation I was having with one of my good friends, Orville. We were having a nice picnic one day. I believe it was summer. No, perhaps it was... Was it the fall? Yes. It was the fall because the leaves had turned already. But I said to Orville, I says, Orville, I have a story to tell you. And Orville looked at me, kind of odd and said, what's it about? I said to him, not every story has to be about something, Orville. Sometimes a person just wants to talk. Why does everything have to be a story? I said to him. He just looked at me and he said, well, you said you had a story. And, he was quite right. I did, in fact. I told him I had a story. I suppose if a person just wants to talk, then it's best to not announce that you're telling a story. Telling a story does come with its own pressures and expectations, I suppose. After all, if you're just talking to a friend, then there's no more expectations than if you were talking into the wind. Words by themselves aren't expected to carry, aren't expected to stick. But if you announce you're telling a story, well then, there'd better be a point to it all, No one wants to sit and listen to someone ramble on and on and on with absolutely no end in sight. So, it's good to be mindful that when you tell someone that you're about to tell a story, that you have something to say. Telling someone that you're going to tell them a story is tantamount to asking them to stop what they're doing and pay attention. You're basically saying, hey, buddy, stop everything. Stop what you're thinking. I have a solution to everything. And, well, I didn't really have any story to tell. In hindsight, I probably just misspoke when I said that I had a story. I think it would have just been better to tell Orville that I wanted to tell him something rather than tell him that I had a story. But, even then, it might have put too much importance on the whole thing. Either way, it was quite a nice day. I remember that we were drinking tea.
He had a number of sanctions from other countries, like I said, from the UK and Canada. Most of this was in lieu of the, Russian-Ukrainian war. So I think I have no words. This is international news. I just thought I would like to touch upon it. I said a little bit of it. And, that's literally it. I could read you this whole thing from the Associated Press, the AP. And it's, just them highlighting his background and telling him how important he was. But they say that the officials behind the attack claimed that he was a war criminal and was an entirely legitimate target. So, there's that. Next one. Now, this is another part on our docket. We've all heard about this, and we all know what it is. Luigi. Also known as the Adjuster. But we're not really mainly talking about Luigi. We're talking about the man that was slain by Luigi, Brian Thomas. Brian Thomas was the 50-year-old CEO, now former CEO of the American health insurance company United Healthcare, and was shot and killed in Midtown Manhattan in New York City on December 4th, 2024. The shooting occurred early in the morning outside the entrance to the New York Hilton Midtown. Thompson was in the city to attend an annual investors meeting for the United Healthcare Group, the parent company of the United Healthcare. Prior to his death, he faced criticism for his company's rejection of insurance claims, and his family reported that he received death threats in the past. The infamous words, delay, deny, and dispose, were inscribed on a cartridge, were inscribed on the cartridge casings used during the shooting. The suspect was initially described as a white man wearing a mask and fled the scene. On December 9th, 2024, the authorities arrested 26-year-old Luigi I'm not going to attempt to pronounce his last name, but he's literally Luigi. He's Luigi to me. A 26-year-old Luigi in Pennsylvania, and charged him with Thompson's killing in a Manhattan court. Authorities said that Luigi carried a 3D printed pistol and a 3D printed suppressor, consistent with those used in the attack. This man, this guy, used a 3D printer.
Man, what the fuck, man?
Not only 3D printed a bang bang, but he 3D printed a suppressor.
Hell no, man. What the fuck?
To murk this man. What? Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. That is... Oof. 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 With the ones used in the attack, as well as a short handwritten letter styled as a manifesto criticizing the American healthcare system, an American passport, multiple fraudulent IDs, including one with the same name used to check into the hotel of the Upper West Side of Manhattan. Authorities also said his fingerprints matched those the investigators found near the New York shooting scene. The police believe that it was inspired by the whatever the heck that was. Society. Oh, okay, that's great. On health insurance. They say Oh. He wasn't even a what? They said he wasn't even a customer.
Huh?
So I'm still trying to understand this. He wasn't even a customer, yet he still murked the man. Maybe it was a family, maybe it was a friend that recently got one of their claims. But he wasn't even a customer. Huh. Interesting. He was arraigned in a Pennsylvania court on December 9th, 2024, after waiving, oh my God, addition to, he appeared in a federal court in New York City on December 19th. Luigi was indicted on 11 state charges and faces 4 federal charges. The charges include first-degree murder, murder in furtherance with terrorism, criminal possession of a weapon, and stalking, and is eligible for the death penalty. Jeez. Ooh. Jesus. Well, critical alert! 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 Yes! Critical alert! Oh my God, we do have some things to save us with the critical alert. Oh my God, yes. Welcome to the Critical Alert. If you guys don't know what this segment is dedicated to, it is basically where I talk about a bunch of hot topics, or I guess unpopular opinions that, it's a way that I can really just, break the tension in the video and really have some comedic relief. Anyway, so let's get down to business. First off, TikTok brain rot, or brain rot in general, is not funny, and our humor is broken and holds no true comedic value. Now listen here. Brain rot is not funny. And it's not even unironically funny, all right? It was never really funny, and I am going to be the first to admit it. Yes, my humor has somewhat been corrupted, but you cannot sit before me and look me in my eyes and say, shit like this is funny.
Skibidi toilet. Skibidi
It's
toilet.
not. It's not funny, not even a little bit, not even this much, not even a smidget funny. So, and I'm not just saying those to the people that are like, oh well, it was not, no, there are like people actually like getting critical over this stuff. Like there are people actually up in arms with the fact that people aren't whoa together with the fact that, oh my god, brain rot is so cool, skibbity toilet, oh my god. Like I said, is this funny? No, it is not. Not even a little bit. Not even this much. I especially the ones where like it's like a chicken nugget or whatever that's like, I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton Eye. Yeah, no. Brain rot is not funny and has no comedic value. We're done. Next one. Thirst traps are not cool or sexy. This is an app where children are present. So when you sit there and you present videos like this,
Good God.
that's not cool. That's not amazing. That's not sexy. That does not make anybody go, oh my god, so great. But you know what? I guess it really doesn't even matter anymore. Because nowadays you can literally show a vagina on this app and the community guidelines, and they don't no one seems to care anymore. So what's the point anymore? But let me be the first to tell you. I mean, people that are like, people know exactly what I'm talking about. And I guarantee there's someone right now that does thirst traps on TikTok. They know exactly what I'm talking about. Those shirtless videos, talking about those scrawny teenagers with their shirt up or have their chain in their mouth and they're just sitting like, ooh, 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 ooh. And it's like, she pulls up his shirt and you see some of his abs and he's leaning up against a wall. Oh my god, oh my god. You know what? I think I have a clip I could play of the one I'm really thinking about. This one, unfortunately, somehow lives rent-free in my head. No. I absolutely hate it. All right. Third of all, the Sigma grind set is cringe. Yes. Let me be the first to tell you. The Sigma grind set, the whole like get your money up, not your funny up, does not exist. It is cringe. It's cringe. Let me be honest. It is cringe. The Sigma grind set is cringe. The whole, like I said, get your funny up, get your money up, not your funny up. The whole Andrew Tate, embrace misogyny. 3721. Let's get this bread. No, if you're getting any kind of bread, it's fucking stale. I just don't understand. And like I said, I am all for fun and games. But when there are people that are actually making a lifestyle out of it, this shit, I'm talking, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the good old fashioned, how do you do it? The Andrew Bate, not Andrew Bate, the Patrick Bateman. It's a, yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That stuff, it's just, no, trust me. There are people that are on this billionaire, millionaire Sigma grind set. Yes. Billionaire smegma cheese grind set. Yeah, totally. No. The Sigma grind set is cringe. Yes. Cringe. Next one. The nice guys finish last movement doesn't exist. I know it's gonna be a lot. I know. I know. Listen. The whole nice guys finish last movement doesn't exist. let me be the first one to tell you this hard to pop, this red pill or whatever the hell you guys go by. The idea that should be rewarded for simply showing some common human decency, the bare minimum, the whole opening the door. Guys think that, oh, because I'm short and my Johnson is too small, that's what's stopping me from getting a female. No, the whole it doesn't fucking exist. All right. If you want to get with somebody, male or female, stop thinking that you should be rewarded for bestowing somebody else with just like common human decency. So the whole I open
I open the door for you, my lady. Well, it ain't gonna suck itself.
yeah, no, that's not how it works. It's not gonna happen. Sorry, mate. It's not gonna work. I apologize. That's no. So, like I said, this whole same thing with the whole involuntarily celibate thing. We touched a little bit on, like, we're gonna literally get a big deep dive into that. If you guys have been keeping up with the Undocumented series, why don't you guys after this video go check out episode 2, because it should be out by this time. But the whole nice guys finish last, that's why I'll treat girls like trash. I can't believe. And you're like, oh, well, nobody thinks that way, James. A lot of people think that way. And it's kind of disgusting. And don't get me wrong, there are some people like that. There are side screens. There are people on Tinder. There are people in real, on dating apps that are like, don't speak to me unless you're 7 feet up here and 9 inches down there and da 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 da, which is true. But a majority of the people aren't like that. There's well over 1 billion people in this world, and there's well over 300 million people in the United States. And usually the people that have gotten maybe rejected once or twice, the whole, sorry, I'm not interested. No. Listen, you talk to 1,000 women and you get rejected by 900. Something tells me it's probably something that has to do with you. I'm just thinking this much. Just this much. Just an idea, though. Next one. 2005 was the best and last year to be born in. Now listen, this might be a personal thing. This is actually that's a joke. But I believe that 2005 was the best year to be born in, because not only did you still have that idea of when you wake up in the morning and you don't have school, it's summer vacation, and you were kicked out of your house and you weren't allowed to come inside until it was dark, and then some. I was in that part where, like, my parents would have to beg me to come inside because it's 10 o'clock at night. So not only that, but you had new technology coming in and things like that. So we had that nice, good equilibrium between technology and actually not running out of things to do. But nowadays, you see the new people that are getting born, people that were born back in whatever, talking about how, like, it's the best time to be alive. No. That might just be one bald man on the internet, but no. Next one. People complaining / dragging GTA 6 is kind of getting old. Listen, we know, all right, and I know it's become more or less of a meme, an inside joke, but, like, I'm not even really necessarily referring to those people that kind of turn it into a joke. I'm talking about, like, people like Mr. Boss for the win and other YouTubers that are dragging the hell out of it, and people that actually complain. Who the hell cares? Nobody cares. I promise you, nobody cares. If you're a true GTA 5 fan, you will be completely okay with the fact that it's good. We might not get GTA 6 until 2027. We might not get GTA 6 until 2025. We might not get GTA 6 until 2032. GTA 6 gets here when it bloody gets here. There's no rush. And I can tell you, complaining does not make it go by any faster. Like I said, I'm not talking about the folks that are like, oh my god, GTA 6. No, I'm talking about people that are actually dragging and like actively complaining. Oh my god, we got so-and-so before GTA 6. I'm talking about the mofos that are actually upset about this, that are actually up in arms. I'm going to be 25 by the time, dude. When GTA 6 is ready to come out, and it's going to come out. Maybe that might just be getting annoyed, but like, I don't care. Well, we've been waiting more than a decade. GTA 6 is... Get a grip. Next one. People who bitch about Call of Duty and still buy it. I'm guilty of doing that sometimes, but there are legitimately people that actually bitch about Call of Duty, the newest Call of Duty games, and still fucking buy it. Motherfucker, there are people that are like, they see gameplay, like, and it's mainly big creators. And funny enough, all the big creators have Call of Duty, and they actively play the game and talk about how shit it is, yet they have all platinum on all their guns and shit like that. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Like, what do you think when Activision or Sledgehammer is like, oh my god, they're shitting on our game, but he still bought it though? You don't think they're like, maybe we should take what they said into consideration? No, they say all they see is cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Literally, they're sitting there just looking at their phones, looking at the new notification that they're getting, and just like looking at their bank account. And they're sitting there kicking back and laughing. Because as much as you motherfuckers may be out here complaining, you still eat it up like a motherfucker. You eat that shit up with chopsticks. So I think the whole hating on new things is also getting annoying. People shit on new Call of Duty game comes out. They talk about how shit it was. It's something new that they're not used to, so they shit on it. That game gets left in the dust to a new game. Then people complain about the new game and then talk about how they missed the old game. Same thing, new shit. And the cycle continues. Like, the Call of Duty community is never fucking happy. And it's sad. Well, what they're doing is a blatant... What Call of Duty's doing nowadays is a blatant cash grab. Of course it fucking is! Of course it's a cash grab. And you're keeping those motherfuckers fed 10 fucking fold. So you may be sitting there doing these bad reviews, talking about how shit the game is and da-da-da-da-da, but they're still laughing their happy asses to the fucking bank because you just gave them $100 fucking bucks. You just gave them $90. So, like, I still do it today sometimes. Like I said, I wasn't gonna buy BO6. I ended up buying BO6. Honestly, I say this every single time. I've been saying this since Modern Warfare 2, the reboot. I wasn't gonna buy any more COD games, and I say this now, but honest to God, you know, with my upcoming profession and my life and how busy I am, I honestly don't think, because like, it's like season 1 of BO6 right now, and like there are people already like Prestige 13 or whatever. I'm not even halfway through Prestige 1. I haven't touched this game at all. And actually, I think once I'm done recording this, I think I actually might go touch the game. But who knows? Just a weird hill to die on. Next one. FaZe and other gaming groups are not cool anymore and are kind of cringe if you still kind of, you know, brag about being a part of FaZe or any other game group. Listen, I don't want to get too deep into this because, you know, like, you know, for some, that was our childhood, that was our entertainment. But, you know, FaZe and other gaming groups like, you know, FaZe, Atlanta, it's old news. It's old money. Listen, it's cool and everything, but if you're actually talking and bragging about, I'm in FaZe, dude, FaZe is, you're gonna, I don't think even, too much needs to be said about that. It's pretty cut and dry. FaZe and other gaming groups aren't really that cool anymore. And if you still are the one actively bragging about how I'm in FaZe, or put FaZe in your fucking like game tag and clan tag, that's fucking cringe. It's fucking cringe. Oh my god. Finally, we made it through another critical alert. Now that we have our whistles officially wet, let us move on to the last 3 things we have on our docket, and I reckon we can get this video wrapped up. Next up, this one hits close to home. Hubbard Pizza Works actually caught fire. This was from WKBN 27 News, so I'm taking this from their article. I'm not claiming it as my own. I am literally telling you what it says. First responders were on the scene of a pizza shop fire on Sunday evening in Hubbard. A blue tarp on the roof of the charred debris behind the building. A blue tarp on the roof and charred debris behind the building. Visual signs of fire that took place at the Hubbard Pizza Works, a staple in the community since 1976. Happened around 6 p.m. at Hubbard Pizza Works on the 400th block of North Main Street. Eagle Joint Fire District said that the fire started in the kitchen when they where they got there. Sometimes I feel like news companies can't like type shit correctly. Where they said the fire started in the kitchen when they got there. Wasn't that hard? The fire was in the roof and in the ducts. Eagle Joint Fire District Chief Ron Stanish said the business was open at the time. They had little fire inside. They thought they had it out. And then approximately 21 minutes later, they called us for the fire coming out of the roof, Stanish said. No one was hurt, but the fire left significant damage to the building. Now, fire investigators are working on determining the cause. It does not appear anything suspicious, Stanish said. It appears it started in the oven and in the vents, and then it worked its way to into the roof structure. In social media post, the business called the fire a tragedy and said it doesn't have any details on when it'll be able to reopen. Last night, one of the quotes, which I think is from the owner, last night they were pretty broken up about it emotionally, of course. Stanish said they put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into that place. Hopefully they can rebuild it. So, yeah. Also, something else that hits close to home. This is from the Brookford Brookford Police Department. I will have this up on the screen. I don't know if you can read it. It might be blurry. I don't know. I'll figure something out because I got a big brain. But I'll probably have it up on the screen. Anyway, let's get started. This is from a press release. It's from November 21st. From November 21st. No way. For an unwanted person. Okay, yeah. November 21st. Jeez. Why is it? Oh, yeah. They said no. Oh, it says November 21st. I think they meant December 21st. November 21st, 2024. It says on December 20th at approximately 9:52 a.m., officers were dispatched to 545 Lucy Street in Masery for an unwanted person. While responding officers were advised that a male, Andrew Reed, age 57, was evicted from the house earlier that morning at the residence, he was attempting to get inside. Officers arrived on scene and found the residence secured with doors locked and deadbolted. There were no vehicles present. After receiving no answer at the door, officers attempted to contact the caller without success. Officers were able to make contact with Reedy, that's his name, Reedy, R-E-E-D-Y, Reedy? It's Reedy. It's Reedy now if it wasn't before. Reedy on the telephone, where he had advised that he returned to the residence to retrieve an item he had left there, and after receiving it, he left the residence with the caller leaving in her vehicle right after him. After not being able to make contact with the resident, and information not matching, officers forced entry into the home where they found the resident, Jane Payton, 57, deceased on the floor with a large wound in her chest. Officers began to check the rest of the residence when they heard a firearm discharge from the second floor of the residence. Officers backed out and waited for backup equipment before going back into the residence, attempting to enter the second story of the residence. Upon getting to the base of the stairs and calling out Reedy, he made a statement, then racked the action of a firearm. Officers moved back and contacted the Mahoning County Crisis Response Team. Officers from several areas assisted on the scene after a 2-hour negotiations from the Mahoning Valley Crisis Response Team and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. They got the FBI here. The FBI was here. The Mahoning Valley Crisis Response Team and the Federal Bureau of Investigations. Reedy surrendered himself to the police at 7:20 a.m., 12/21/2024. During the negotiations, it was learned that Reedy had a gunshot wound to his face. Reedy was taken for medical evaluation for the wound in his face, and he would be held and charged with murder. Damn. Next up, Youngstown student arrested for shooting. A boy faces an attempted murder charge. According to a news release from Youngstown Police Department. He's accused of shooting another 15-year-old boy in the parking lot at a plaza at 2733 South Avenue on Tuesday. The victim was shot in the leg. Police detained the suspect before noon on Thursday and interviewed him about the shooting. The juvenile division, the prosecutor, then recommended the charges, and then the boy was taken to the Juvenile Justice Center. Police say the quick arrest was a result of cooperation from those in the community. Nice. A statement by the Youngstown City Schools earlier this week stated that the 2 juveniles involved in the shooting are from their Wilson Alternative School and Virtual Academy. Well, and that is the end of our docket. And we're running 43 minutes and about 30 seconds in. That's actually pretty cool. Like I said with the last video, I don't know what I'm going to put in with my editing, but I don't think I'm going to make it as wild as this one. I appreciate you guys watching this video. This was pretty everywhere. Hopefully you guys could understand exactly what I was saying. Hopefully the editing isn't too atrocious. Like I said, still getting used to this. But I'm still getting used to this. I feel like I'm back and better than ever. You guys can somewhat understand me. Soon enough, I'm going to get one of those mics where I can plug into my little, USB. The iPad that I'm using takes a lightning cable. So I'm going to get one of those dongles where you can plug in a microphone and the receiver. And I can actually have a mic in my collar so it doesn't sound like whatever the hell it sounds like now. But unfortunately, this is the end of the YouTube video. And it seems like my time here has expired. But I appreciate you guys hanging by and either watching halfway through a little bit, 5 seconds, or just being here just for the goofy-ass edits. But like I said, it looks like my time here has expired. I want you to go out and go do something that you enjoy. It's been snowing for the past couple of days, so hopefully by this time it's thawed and who knows. Hell, it's January 1st. Maybe you might try to go for a run again. Then again, my name is Michael. Remember, go out, go do something that you enjoy. Because at the end of the day, there's nobody more important than you. Same that I've been preaching for about 2 years. Be good people. Have a great day, everyone. Rah!